What's up, it's cinemashogun here, and let me start this video by saying that I am an American. Therefore, I am no royal family expert. To be honest, I don't really care about the royal family that much. Most of what I've learned about them recently has been against my will. But even I have noticed that there's something weird going on with the royals lately. Maybe it's all just a coincidence. Maybe it's bad luck. Maybe it's karma. You tell me what you think it is. But just over the last couple of months, we've had King Charles diagnosed with cancer. And everyone is throwing this gigantic pity party for King Charles. It's almost as if they forgot that this dude is most likely a chomo. It's like everyone forgot that King Charles is tied to one of the most evil people in history, Jimmy Savile, his best buddy. Now, if you don't know who Jimmy Savile is, this is one of those topics where I recommend that people look into it, but at the same time, I recommend that people don't look into it. Because once you go down that rabbit hole, once you learn about some of the dark, twisted things that Jimmy Savile did to kids, you will never be able to look at the world the same way again. No lie, Jimmy Savile has to be one of the most evil people in recorded history. He's done some of the most horrible things that you can imagine to little kids. And he's buddy-buddy, or he was best buds with King Charles. Everyone likes to pretend like that's not a thing anymore, but hey, whatever. Then, of course, we got this Kate Middleton situation. Where in the hell is Kate? Everyone is running around like chickens with their heads cut off because Kate Middleton hasn't been seen in a couple of months. Now, I know she had a little surgery, supposedly, but there's rumors floating online that she's dead. People are saying that she's in a coma. People are saying that Prince William is cheating on her and the royal family they're trying to hide Kate. There's a lot of crazy conspiracies online right now about Kate Middleton. Now, I already put out a video about that. I made it clear that I don't believe any of the conspiracies or any of the rumors, but I do believe that a lot of these powerful people are going to start falling back from the spotlight as we move into whatever we're moving into in this newfound world that they're starting to create as they reshape our society with their weird nonsense. But then we also have Prince William, who hasn't been seen much lately either. And he's been canceling appearances and engagements. And it just so happens that he canceled an appearance right after news came out that Thomas Kingston, another member of the royal family, has mysteriously died. Now, when I say Thomas Kingston is a member of the royal family, a lot of royal family fangirls and boys, they'll get upset. They'll say he isn't a part of the royals. He married into the royal family. I guess they're kind of upset that he's not like one of the royals' cousins, because you know that the royal family comes from a long line of cousin fuckers. It's just been something that they've practiced for a long time. Now, you don't see it as much lately, of course, but if you go out through history, yeah, the royal family definitely partook in a lot of their own cousins. It's funny because here in America, let's just call them cousin lovers, they're thought of as bottom of the barrel people that you may find in like the sticks of Alabama, Tennessee, Mississippi, deep in the country. But over there, you know, cousin fuckers are considered the royal family. So I guess people are upset because Thomas Kingston married into the family and he's not related to them. I don't know what type of weird stuff they got going on. But Thomas Kingston was found dead. He died a mysterious death. Now, when they announced that he died, they didn't say how he died, but the way they worded things was almost as if he died from a random illness or something like that. There was no mentions of him having visible injuries on his body or anything like that. Well, fast forward to today, it's now coming out that Thomas Kingston had traumatic head injuries, and they found a a little firearm not too far from his body. So they're refusing to use the S word, but it looks like this may be a possible situation where Thomas took his own life, but we don't know right now. We don't know for sure. There's an investigation going on. Now, the internet is abuzz because, like I said, Prince William canceled appearances and engagements after the news that this guy was found dead came out. Now people are saying that Prince William has been seen with a swollen face or a bruise on his neck and all that stuff. I don't know how true that is because I don't follow up with these people's lives as closely as others do. But I do find it odd that days later now we're hearing, oh, this is not, a guy who randomly, mysteriously died from a random illness or something like that. He either took himself out the game or someone took him out the game. It's up to you to decide. I have my own suspicions, but if I told you what I suspected, the royal fangirls and fanboys would probably get upset at me. And I can guarantee you they're already stewing and angry because I mentioned, the incest and, the fact that King Charles is probably a chomo. They don't like to focus on those things, even though those things are right there, blaring in their face like a traffic light. Everyone wants to avoid those topics. We don't avoid stuff like that on this channel, though. Not at all. We dive headfirst into it, and we deal with the consequences later. But I want you all to understand, if you're someone that's interested in the royal family, if you love the royal family, you like the royal family, that's all good. It's cool. I don't judge you. I have no problem against you. Listen, as an American, we got a lot of weird stuff going on over here that other countries don't understand. So I don't fully understand the love and the loyalty that people overseas have to the royal family, but they probably wouldn't understand the love and the loyalty that I have to, like, the Pop-Tarts mascot that came on college football not that long ago. That's my version of the royal family, and I understand they wouldn't be able to, fully grasp that the way I do being an American. Now, what is the number one rule that I always tell you on this channel? Pay attention to the timing of things. Pay very close attention to the timing of things. If you're looking at a situation and it doesn't really make sense, if you're looking at a situation and you think there's more to the story but you can't put two and two together, take a step back, look at the timeline, look at the chain of events, and then start to connect the dots. If it was just King Charles getting diagnosed with cancer, wouldn't think much of it. If it was just Thomas Kingston found dead, I would still be very suspicious about that, but I wouldn't think as much of it. If it was just Kate Middleton missing for 2 months, kind of suspicious, wouldn't think much of it. If it was just Prince William disappearing and canceling engagements, wouldn't think too much of it. But you take all of this stuff and you put it together, right? It starts looking odd that all of this stuff is happening at basically the same time. And then you go back to when all of this started, right? The last time Kate Middleton was seen in public, I want to say it was, don't quote me here, okay? I'm no expert. I want to say it was around January 16th was the last time Kate Middleton was seen, right? The Epstein documents just so happened to come out on January 10th. I find it odd, extremely odd, that the royal family has been on this gigantic woe is me pity party. Feel bad for King Charles. Feel bad for Kate Middleton. Feel bad for Thomas Kingston and his family. Feel bad for the royal family. Feel bad for Prince William. Feel bad for us as these documents start exposing that people who we have ties to and people within the royal family were all in on doing weird things with kids on weird islands and shipping underage girls and boys from here to there and point A to point B, doing this and doing that. Yes. Yes, I took it there. Because you're not going to sit here and make someone like me believe that all of this stuff has nothing to do with each other. Now, I'm open to the possibility because anything is possible. Like I said at the beginning of the video, maybe this is bad luck. Maybe it's all a coincidence. Maybe this is just karma. But I do find it odd that as soon as these documents come out exposing members of the royal family, and we haven't seen anything yet. Most of the information that's been released from the files, okay? Most of those documents that have been released, it's information we already knew. We haven't even really gotten to the nitty-gritty yet, but there's more that's going to come out, hopefully. But I just find it odd that as soon as all of this stuff starts coming out, all of a sudden, members of the royal family got to start disappearing for months on end. Everyone's got cancer. Everyone needs surgery. Everyone's sick. And then, like I said, pay attention to the timing of things. Pay attention to the chain of events. You have to look outside of the royal family. You got Rothschilds dying all of a sudden. You got these tech billionaires dying mysterious deaths. You got these billionaire crypto bros all getting found dead or missing, you name it. There's a lot of powerful people stepping down, dying, getting diagnosed with random illnesses. And some people will make the point where, well, a lot of these people are old, which is true. A lot of these people are old. And when you look at them, and I've been looking at them for years, you kind of wonder, why are you still here? You know, you look at people like Soros, you look at people like Klaus Schwab and these people, why are y'all still even alive? What, like the evilness within your soul is the only thing that's driving your body to still wake up in the morning. You know what I mean? But I find it funny that all of these old geezers have been hanging on to life, but as soon as the Epstein documents come out, everyone decides now it's time to kick the bucket, right? I've been old since you've been born. I've been looking like I've been on my deathbed for fucking 40 years now. As soon as the Epstein documents come out, well, I guess it's time to croak. I guess it's time to kick the bucket. But once you actually do your research and look into things, you will realize that it's not just old people dying. Yeah, sure, there's some older people who are falling off now like flies. But all of the crypto bros, those are people in their 30s and 40s, early 50s. Thomas Kingston, I believe he was 45. Will we ever know what really happened to him? Probably not. I'm sure they're just going to say he offed himself, but who knows what he knew? Who knows what he was going through? Was he going to be exposed for something? Obviously something, if he did take his own life, something something made him make that decision. What happened? Were you just depressed? Or were you tied to something that you shouldn't have been tied to? Did you know something you shouldn't have known? You know, these are questions that should be asked, but because it's the royal family, everyone's going to tiptoe around everything and pretend like there's nothing to see here. Never mind, all of these people have been exposed as pedos and stuff like that. Nothing to see here. This family is great. Also, maybe if you don't want people thinking that there's something weird going on here, if you don't want people going down any conspiracy theory rabbit holes, maybe don't run news stories like this one right after a member of the royal family was found dead. You know? As we're getting the news that Thomas Kingston was found dead, now at the time we had no idea that there was, you know, traumatic head wounds and stuff like that. But at the same time we're getting the news that this guy died, you're running news articles about what would happen if Prince William was caught being a criminal and doing criminal things. It's like, whoa, buddy. But once again, these are things that we're just not supposed to notice. And if you notice them, you're a conspiracy theorist. But hey, I'm glad there are people like me out here, and I know there's people like me right in my audience. We notice these type of things. One thing that I find really odd about Thomas Kingston's death, though, is that when the news came out that he died, Prince William was supposed to be attending an event that day, and then he canceled last minute. Now, naturally, you would think, oh, it's because this guy died, so he canceled his little event. That's what you would think. But all of the news outlets and the little paid off social media influencers, the royal lapdogs is what I call them, they all came out and they were sure to put it on blast that Prince William didn't cancel his appearance because of Thomas Kingston's death. Oh, Prince William didn't cancel his appearance because of Thomas Kingston's death. Hey, everyone, we want to make sure that you guys know that Prince William canceled his event today, but it has nothing to do with Thomas Kingston's death, right? It was kind of odd because you would naturally think, oh, he must have canceled because this guy died. But it's like they went out of their way to make sure to hammer it in your head that you knew, oh, Prince William is canceling for other issues. So I find that kind of odd. It's almost like admitting Prince William may be involved in this situation is almost like an admission of guilt. Although I'm not saying that he is involved in the guy's death or anything like that, don't get me wrong. But it could certainly read off that way. It sounds weird. It's like, I struggle to find words to really explain it, but it's like if someone was talking about something that happened to them and they're not blaming you at all, but then you all of a sudden get defensive. It was like, I have nothing to do with that. It's not me. That's kind of like what's going on here. It's like, Thomas Kingston found dead. Prince William cancels event. It has nothing to do with Thomas Kingston's death, though. Don't think that. Whatever you do, don't think that he canceled this event because of Thomas Kingston's death. So I'm like, whoa, okay. Whatever, bro. Whatever. But one thing that you will learn if you ever, have a platform with a lot of people who watch you. Now, don't get me wrong. I definitely don't have the biggest platform in the world. I'm still on the outside looking in when it comes to being a big social media influencer. But once you build your platform to a certain level, you start to understand that a lot of your peers, that a lot of the big social media influencers you see online, they're not organic. They're not their genuine selves. They're bought and paid for propagandists, basically. There's a lot of YouTubers online, a lot of social media influencers on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, who are bought and paid for by the royal family, right? And it's not just the royal family. There's other people who are bought and paid for by other entities and other organizations. But I call them the royal lapdogs, right? There's these people who sit online all day talking about the royal family constantly, basically trying to run good PR for the royal family, trying to cover up all of the horrible stories that come out. And basically what they've been geared towards doing is just aiming all of the heat and the hatred towards Meghan Markle lately. Meghan Markle, I don't like her. I understand why people don't like her. I understand that she's sickening, a woke idiot. I agree with all of that. But at the same time, it's like, here we have King Charles tied to the most evil person in the history of the world, who most likely did some really evil things to kids. And then we have Meghan Markle, who, she disrespected the crown. She disrespected the royal family. This is way worse than tying kids up in dungeons and sucking the blood out of them while poking them in the butt. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoa. It's just weird to me that the royal family has successfully gotten people to not pay attention to any of their wrongdoings and instead focus all of your hate and anger and your hatred on one woman who I agree definitely deserves some heat. But at the same time, nothing she is doing can even hold a candle or compare to the evil doings of the royal family. You know what I mean? But because there's a lot of bought and paid for social media influencers out there who are paid to basically sway public opinion, who basically just push information down your throat all day to take your attention off the wrongdoings of the royal family, a lot of this stuff just goes unnoticed. So instead of people asking, what the hell happened to Thomas Kingston? People are going to be saying, did you see what Meghan Markle said today? Did you see the dress she was wearing? Never mind that this person is tied to a chomo. Never mind that this person was doing that. Never mind this person mysteriously got shot in the head. We're not going to worry about that. Everyone, let's worry about what Meghan Markle looks like today. So to be completely honest, It's almost starting to look like Meghan Markle has been bought and paid for by the royal family, because she has been a very useful tool for them. They've basically used Meghan and Harry's situation as a way to draw attention and heat off of them for the last few years now, and they desperately need it right now, as a lot of stuff is getting exposed, and we're moving into a day and age where people are they're not respecting royalty in the way they used to, and people are starting to ask questions. People are starting to question authority and things of that nature. But I understand that for some people looking at all of this, you may not see the bigger picture. And to be clear, I can't fully see the bigger picture here myself yet, but I do think there's a bigger picture here. But for those of you all who hear all of this, you see everything that we talked about today, and you think there's nothing there. You can hear and see everything we talked about today. You think that none of this stuff has anything to do with each other at all. Let me tell you this. I can guarantee you that moving into the coming months, weeks, maybe even years, that you're going to start seeing even more stuff exposed about the royal family and other powerful people around our world. You're going to start seeing more rich and powerful people all of a sudden disappear. You're going to start seeing more billionaires and royal family members all of a sudden fall ill and die mysterious deaths. You're going to see more crypto billionaires popping up dead in random undisclosed locations. You're going to see a lot of that moving forward, because we are moving into something big. We are moving into an era of change. We are moving into something of the likes that most people can't even properly put into words. But we're heading into the age of change. And I'm not talking natural change, because as a society, as the human race, we have progressed through life, a lot of which has been natural. But no, I'm talking about a more of a forced change. The powers that be are hard at work behind the scenes right now as we speak, trying to dramatically change the way we live, the way we communicate, the way we eat, the way we travel from point A to point B. They're trying to change every aspect of our lives. Some people have deemed it the Great Reset. Other people may have more or different phrases or words or slogans that they use when it comes to what's going on. But there's no denying that they are trying to change everything. From the way that we view gender, the way we view religion, every single thing, every aspect of life you can think about. The powers that be are hard at work trying to reshape our world and the way that we interact and view our world. And as they do so, a lot of them are going to be falling back out of the spotlight, because if they fail, if we revolt against these changes, they know that they are going to be the ones that are held accountable. So to ensure that none of the hatred or vitriol or anger is ever turned towards them, if their plans do fail, a lot of them are going to suddenly disappear, almost as if they never existed. They'll go get random surgeries, and then they'll disappear for months on end. They'll have medical issues, and then you'll never see them ever again as they tuck themselves into safe spaces in undisclosed, top secret locations around the world, okay? So don't be surprised if tomorrow or the next day you start seeing more rich and powerful people just falling off the map. And it's all just one big coincidence, as the powers that be are literally trying to force change down our throats, as people are rebelling and as people are exposing them for the evil people they are. All of a sudden they're mysteriously dying and vanishing and what have you. But it's going to get crazier. It's going to get worse. I can guarantee you that. But as far as Thomas Kingston goes, We'll never know the truth about what happened to him, regardless if he did it himself or he didn't. We'll never know why. They'll sugarcoat this situation. Before you know it, they'll find a new reason for you to be mad at Meghan Markle. And most of you all will bite the bait, and you'll go along with that nonsense instead of asking real questions. But with that being said, let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments. If you want to donate to the channel, you can do so via Cash App, or you can help the channel by liking, subscribing, ringing the notification bell, all of that good stuff. And with that being said, I'll talk to you all soon in the next one.